Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bible reading plan. Today we are in Luke chapter 16, and I want to just skip down immediately to verse 11. Jesus says, "If then you have not been faithful in the unrighteous wealth, who will entrust you in true riches?" And that unrighteous wealth, he's talking about, the earthly wealth. He says, if you haven't been faithful in the money I've given you, then how are you going to be faithful when you have true riches in heaven, in the kingdom of God? And that's a crazy thing to listen to Jesus talk about money as unrighteous wealth. And then in verse 12, "And if you have not been faithful in that which is another's, who will give you that which is your own?" Whoa, that's crazy. If you have not been faithful in that which is another's, all that you own is God's. He says, be stewards of the grace God has given you. We are to be stewards of the money God has given us for a time. You see, the money that you own, the things that you own, they are not your own. You are stewarding this which God has given you. So think about that today. The question's no longer, what should I do with my money? It's, God, what should I do with your money? You've given me this to hold on to it for a reason. You've given me this for a reason. What do you want me to do with it? Where do you want me to put it? And I think, we so often just want to talk about how, what we're going to do with our money. We get money and we instantly have a place for it. We never stop to ask God, what do you want to do with your money? And he says in this verse, if you have not been faithful in which is another's, which is mine, you as the manager of this money, who will give you that which is your own? He says, in heaven, I will give you that which is your own, which you own. I'll give you ownership over something, but right now you are a steward of something, and if you aren't giving that to God, if you aren't giving your money to God, if you're not asking God, what do you want me to do with the money that's yours? And he says, then I'm not going to give you that which you truly own, because you couldn't manage that which you didn't own. And I just wanted to sit on that today because that is so crazy, and I want to manage like I wish to be entrusted with true riches. Do you want to manage today like you wish to be entrusted with the true riches? Because I find it crazy that Jesus is talking about money here today as monopoly money. This is the practice round. This is the play money for when we are in the future going to be entrusted with true riches. That is crazy. That's why we need to set our mind on eternal things. That's why we need to remember every single day that this is not it. This is a short time before eternity. We need to live like we have eternity in mind. And then he gives us a parable of the rich man and Lazarus, and he shows how the rich man is not being a good steward of his money. He passes up this beggar named Lazarus every single day, and this is the only parable actually that Jesus gives the name of a man who, in the parable, he has a name. It's Lazarus. It is the one who God helps. The one who God helps. And I think that's crazy if you go back and read that and just think of that. And then, Lazarus gets carried off into heaven, and Jesus is about to raise Lazarus from the dead soon. And it's an interesting kind of play on that. And then he says in verse 30 and 31, he says, in verse 31, he said to him, if they did not hear Moses and the prophets, neither will they be convinced if someone should rise from the dead. And we kind of see that with the Pharisees, people, if you're in denial of Christianity, chances are, not always, but chances are that you think that God is trying to take something from you. And so he's saying, I would go show them Christianity, but they wouldn't trust it, because if they don't believe the proof of Moses and the prophets, then they're not going to believe me, because they don't want to turn to God. So carry that with you today, just thinking, how should I use money? How should I go about managing the money that's been entrusted to me as a steward of God's grace? So I thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you tomorrow in the Bible reading plan. Bye.